Hey there, it's Susan. I wanted to just take a quick minute of your time to talk about boundaries and working on ourselves. So I hear a lot of posts about um, if someone does or says something that triggers you, it's up to you to figure out, what within you needs healing. And yes, that's true. And I want you to always think about that. But you also have to see the other side of it and to make sure that that person who's doing the triggering or upsetting of you isn't doing it on purpose. And if they are, then that's where boundaries come into play, where then you express how something makes you feel, and they either work on not doing that or helping you through that versus saying, too bad, so sad, that's your problem, and I'll keep being this way. On the other side of that, if you have to walk on eggshells around someone, like always worried if something's going to upset them, that's also a problem. I think the number one thing is communicating. And when we communicate, we want to try our best not to communicate when everyone's angry. We want to try our best to communicate when everyone's had a chance to cool down and can acknowledge and address one another's feelings. And I think that's really important because it's not okay to say, well, I don't care if you feel that way. That's not what I meant. No, that's not okay. It can be okay to say, I'm listening to you, how that makes you feel. I want you to know that that was not my intention. That's fine to say, because that's still saying you and your problem and not throwing it that they have some sort of thing wrong with them, right? And then you look at what's on the table, what has triggered everyone, and is it something that you can not do or try not to do, or do if it was something you didn't do, whatever, or is that something that you're not going to be able to do? Okay, so like if you have a spouse that every time you see them wants a hug and a kiss, and they feel like if you don't one time, then you don't love them and they're having an emotional breakdown, it's okay for you to express to them that that's too much for you to be able to handle. And that sometimes you're in the middle of something else or this or that, but that you will definitely try to do it more often. You understand this is important to them, but reality-based check here, you will not be able to fully fulfill that. Okay. And then at that point, both people need to be honest with themselves. Is that something I can deal with or not deal with? And at this point, it's either, okay, we both agreed that we're going to work on it, or you said that you're not able to do it and they said that's fine. Whatever the solution is, then you need to work toward it, right? But what usually happens is someone people pleases and, oh, baby, I'm so sorry, I can do that. But in the back of their mind, like, this is crazy making. I can't do this. I've got enough on my plate. Da, 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 da. And then at some point in time, they're not going to fulfill that need that the other person has. And then everything's going to blow up. Yeah. That's why communication and setting boundaries is important. And not every relationship is going to be a match. That's how we learn and grow in different relationships. And this isn't just romantic. This could be business relationships, familial relationships, friendships, all the different types of relationships, even with ourselves. Do you let yourself down and now you can't trust yourself? That's a problem. So don't make false promises to yourself or others. If you make a promise, mean it. Okay. And if you can't make that promise, don't make the promise. Like, it's okay to say, I will try to work on that and I'll try to do better or more or whatever, but I don't think I can reach this high level over here of, this need you have. And then they decide, is that going to work where they are? And then you both agree, is it working or it's not working? But trying to make someone change and shift them into a different person is never going to work out, okay? And if you're just going to pretend like everything's fine and it's not fine, eventually that's going to blow up too. So being able to communicate your needs and being malleable enough to compromise on certain things. If it's something that's easy to do, then try to do it. If you don't think it's a big deal, or you think it's a really big deal and it's a deal breaker, it is what it is. We need to communicate with one another and be honest with ourselves and each other and decide, is it something that we want to and can work on, or is it something that's a deal breaker for us? I hope this helps.